Welcome back, everyone. Healthcare, of course, continues to be a topic of debate and a lot of discussion in the country. Today, we want to talk a little bit about the link between oral health and both your overall health and the healthcare system. Kadi is the producer of a new documentary entitled Say Ah. Gary, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here, Kevin. Thank you for having me.
We're going to ask you a few questions in a moment, but before we do that, we want to show all of you a portion of the trailer for his documentary.
We're in a state of chronic inflammation.
75% of our medical costs are caused by chronic disease, by things that we can prevent.
There doesn't have to be any one hero. There just has to be a whole lot of heroes working together.
Hope that piques your interest. Gary, you say this documentary shows real-life stories on the importance of medicine and dentistry working together to improve the oral and systemic health in both patients and the overall healthcare system. In layman's terms, what does that mean for everybody watching?
Well, you know, when people start understanding that the mouth is connected to the body on a whole nother level, then there's a whole possibility of affecting where chronic disease happens, because there's so many needless people suffering from chronic disease. You know, things like heart attack and diabetes and stroke, and all these diseases are being affected by many different factors, one of which is the health of the mouth.
Now, a lot of people don't make that connection, you know, just walking on the street thinking day to day. How many people did you come across in the making of this documentary that have that moment when you describe and they understand the connection between the mouth and the rest of the body?
Well, you'd be very surprised. I was blown away by how the layperson really truly understands the connection between the mouth and the body, and it's the health of the mouth equaling the health of the body. What I really found was in things like Cosmopolitan, Men's Health, all the education almost every month is the connection between the mouth and the body. So the public is really becoming aware of this connection.
Is the information in those periodicals and those magazines accurate?
Yes, they are, for sure.
Very good.
Yep. There's tons of science behind this now.
So what is the one thing that you hope that people take away from this documentary when they get a chance to see it?
Well, I think the big thing is, the number one thing is that there's people that are suffering needlessly from chronic disease, heart attack, diabetes, stroke, etc. And what I found was that if they could just take some preventative care by going to their dentist with some simple procedures, that they could prevent these diseases. That's the number one thing that I want them to take away.
And real quickly, we talk about healthcare and the healthcare system in general. Dentistry working with traditional doctors in concert, how important is that?
It's extremely important, and that's why I'm here in the Tri-Cities, because in the Tri-Cities there's a whole movement led by Lee Osler, who's a dentist in town, and also Carol Moser, who is the executive director of the Community Health Improvement Plan. They have a whole plan here. I was just at a meeting at Washington State University, the nursing program, and they were talking about the importance of medicine and dentistry coming together. It's paramount.
Let's tell you real quickly where you can see this documentary. There's a showing Friday at the Pasco Red Lion at 7 o'clock. It's free, but seating is limited. We've made it easy to reserve your spot. Just log on to our websites, KAPP TV or KVUTV.com, and click on news links. Kadi, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.